Islam Makhachev against Dan Hooker. Good Lord. I mean, the big balls on Dan Hooker walking in there and taking on Islam Makhachev. He doesn't have to do it either. He really doesn't. Dan Hooker is one of those guys who wins like 2/3 of his fights, but that's because he takes on the very, very best. Do you know what I mean? Your Dustin Poiriers, your Eddie Alvarez's. You know, he just fights the absolute best. That one against Chandler, but Islam Makhachev, obviously, he's being touted as this next big thing. He's got the wrestler beard, so he's got everything going in his favour. But he has never fought somebody as good as Dan Hooker. I will say that. That is I can say that very confidently because, like, who has he fought? Let's have a look here. Islam Makhachev. Because whilst I acknowledge, look, people are saying he's the next Khabib and whatever, and obviously Daniel Cormier is a big fan of his, but obviously he's from his team, isn't he? But who has he really fought? Drew Dober, Davi Ramos, Thiago Moises. Like, literally, it's just a list of people that you would expect somebody with the wrestling credentials and fight calibre of Islam Makhachev to beat. Like, they're all people where, like, I've never looked at an Islam Makhachev fight and thought, oh, well, yeah, no, his opponent's going to give him problems there. I've never thought that until this week. I do think that Dan Hooker might be the one because he is gritty, he is game, he will make a fight dirty and nasty, and I don't know if Islam Makhachev has fought somebody that is going to dig as deep as Dan Hooker is and that is going to kind of make the fight nasty, because Dan Hooker's, his striking is nasty. He's got good striking, he's got good submissions, and I'd like to know, look, Makhachev, obviously, he's an expert wrestler. He keeps his head in the right place. But I would point to the fact that Dan Hooker is no slouch when it comes to the submissions. Do you know what I mean? And look at the people that Dan Hooker has beaten. James Vick, Ally Quinter, Paul Felder. Do you know what I mean? Gilbert Burns, Jim Miller. Look at Mark DeCasey. Do you know what I mean? Ross Pearson. Those are some huge, huge names in the sport of mixed martial arts. You compare that to Islam's list, it's like, okay, so Islam Makhachev has been quietly compiling this giant winning streak by fighting just absolute nobodies. And you know what? Dan Hooker has been putting together a pretty decent record of 21-10, but against the absolute best. The division, there is no contest. When it comes to resumes, Dan Hooker has the better resume. That is a fact. He does have the better resume. Now, we all know what Makhachev's going to do. He's going to come in and grind and try and get the fight down to the ground. But like I say, Dan Hooker, he has got ways to win this fight. And I just feel like for me, the value is definitely on Dan Hooker, because you're getting like 4-1 on Dan Hooker, which is absolutely crazy for a fighter of his caliber. And I'm banging that on the bet slip just straight up as a 5-1. But I would also draw your attention. Look, Dan Hooker has got 7 submissions on his record. He likes a submission. He likes getting the chokes, right? Now, I know that Makhachev, he is a really expert wrestler and his head is always in the right place. But what if his head just slips to the wrong place once and Dan Hooker grabs a hold of that neck and gets a guillotine? 26, you got 25-1 on that. And in fact, I'm gonna have a side bet on the finish for Dan Hooker for both of them as well, just because you've got tens for the knockout TKO and 25-1 for the submission. That is absolutely crazy. That's worth it. There's so much value there. It's ridiculous. Just literally, it's worth. Keep those odds. Keep the stakes low, obviously, because Makhachev. There's every chance that Makhachev just takes this to like a decision or a submission. If I was betting on Makhachev, I'm definitely taking the submission. You're getting pretty good value on the submission, to be fair, for 3.10. That's probably a way more sensible bet. To be fair, I might just put the £1 on Dan Hooker as a straight up. I'm sticking with my convictions. I'm sticking with my convictions here. Dan Hooker to win is going on my accumulator, because it makes my accumulator ridiculous, and that is what I'm all about. I'm all about just ridiculous accumulators. I don't want good accumulators. I want ones that are just like so unlikely to happen that it just, you know, it makes your eyes water.